everybody. It is nice to see you all face to camera in my house. So you asked me a bunch of questions and I am here to answer those for you. So let's just jump right into it and start with the questions that you left over on the community tab. If you want to be involved in these next time, you can always check out my Instagram story. That's usually where I will do like a question call, or on the community tab right here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I've got my handy dandy phone so that we can pull up all of your questions. So let's get started. Aspen Bloomer asks, what is my favorite color? My favorite color is actually purple. So I've always loved purple. I had a purple room when I was little and I just love purple. I don't know why I love it that way, but I do. And I think it's so pretty. So purple is my favorite color. Tyrese Hardy, who has been a longtime follower, I definitely know her name, says, I want to start a planner Instagram, but I'm afraid of the judgment. So my question is, did you feel nervous or unsure? And if so, how did you get over it? So like thinking back to like 2015, 2016, when I started my YouTube channel as well as my Instagram. And if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I do have a planner Instagram over there. So it's at creatinginchaos_official. If you haven't followed me there, you should do that. But when I started that, it was a couple of years after I had started my YouTube channel. Back then, YouTube comments could be brutal. So I just kind of learned to like take more stock of the good ones, I guess. And I am not someone, this sounds really harsh, but I'm not someone that really cares that much. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and if somebody has an opinion about it, that is their opinion, not mine. And that is kind of always the way that I've operated on social media. So I was never really hesitant, and I was more excited to start my social media journey. I definitely have had some negative comments that have gotten under my skin, but I will say that like to be on social media, especially in like TikTok culture that we have now and that kind of thing, it's definitely good to have a thick skin because you'll get comments. Not too many in the planner community, honestly. Like I got more negative and like weird comments when I was making mom content. So like about my kids and starting to kind of family vlog, and that was one thing that actually kind of made me pull away from that. But really in like the planner community, the only things that I've really heard are like comments about like how much money I spend, comments about the type of planner I use, comments about the ways that I title my videos, and that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, there will be some here or there that are just like random people that have stumbled across the community and are like, well, why are you putting so many stickers in there? But honestly, like posting planner videos, I have not had that many negative comments. So I don't know if that's something that you will have to worry about. I would also just make it known, if you want to, that your space is like a positive space and that you're not going, that you have the right to delete any comment that you want, because that's like a big thing. People get all upset whenever you delete comments, but I think, you know, protecting your community is really important. So I guess my advice would just be to block and delete and protect your peace if that's something that you're worried about. But honestly, like the planner community has been a really great place to post. And outside of like little bits of drama, like there hasn't really been anything that I would say was a negative comment that would want to like knock me off of doing social. So that would be it. Planning with Coco said, I'm a first year teacher. I'm finding the teacher planner to be a bit overwhelming, so I'm not using it to its full potential. Did you use any other layouts for teaching when you taught? Any suggestions? And I would say, depending on like what grade you're teaching, so just for context, I taught from 2011 to 2022, so I taught for almost 12 years, and during those times I tried out a variety of different planners. I tried the vertical, I tried the dashboard, I tried multiple teacher layouts, big and classic, and overall I think for me the best one was probably the dashboard, honestly. Like for teaching and for the particular subjects that I taught, that one seemed to work the best. So I liked the dashboard just because I could have like a running to-do list every week. And for me, like having a to-do list when I was teaching was a really great tool. And then like having that space to write down meetings or, you know, phone calls that you have to make or due dates or what have you, you could do that. And then I never really tracked assignments in my planner because I always did that digitally, so I never really used those like gradebook sheets. And then what else? I didn't really track other things because there are just so many digital tools in education, but if you are going to use a planner for teaching, definitely the dashboard. Also, Calva Plan just put out a teacher planner, and if I was teaching, I would definitely give that one a try. She's kind of like flipped the way that you use your teacher planner. Also, the graphics are adorable and super cute, so that might be something to look at. And yeah, she's just really very creative, and she is a former teacher as well, so that might be something that you want to look at. So I will leave links to a dashboard planner and the Calva planner if it's available down in the description box below. So those are all from the community tab, but I also had some over here on my story post that I made a couple of days ago. Okay, so then on Instagram, Chris10, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna butcher your handle. Chris10 Hino Josa or Hosa says, has the quality of the Happy Planner paper improved? I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't know. Like, I would, if I had to like pick an answer, I probably would say no. It's probably about the same. I don't think that it's like translucent, and I don't think it bleeds with the pens that I use. But if you're like a person who really likes really nice paper, so like EC, cloth and paper, plum paper, that kind of thing, Happy Planner might not be for you. It's definitely like a mid-level paper, so it's not like the lowest quality paper, but it's really not the best. But I like it. I don't know, I like writing on that type of paper. It works really well for me, and I'm not bothered by the paper quality. So I don't know, that would be a question probably to message them, but I'm not sure. And then Cami Ive says, have you ever used a planner that isn't HP or discs? And I have. Many years ago, when I first got into the community, I tried the Recollections spiral planner when they were making that, and that's when I knew that spiral wasn't for me. I also ordered EC Daily Duo, so I've tried that before. and I tried the Yay Day Paper Co. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what size it is. I want to say it's like a B6 rings planner. I tried that for like a minute and then went right back to discs. There's just something about discs that works really well for me, and I just love the graphics that Happy Planner uses, so that is something that I use. If there's a planner that you want to see me try out and see like either how I would like it or just generally see it on camera that's not Happy Planner, let me know down in the comments and I can try that out. I'm also still in the works of creating a new series where I try out different disc bound planners or compare them to the Happy Planner. So I did one with the, what was it? There's a Joann's brand. I'll try to link it somewhere that I already did. So let me know if that is something that would interest you as well. And then Dvira XO said, do you keep all of your previous year's Happy Planner spreads? The answer to that is unfortunately no. I don't keep my old planners. I recycle them when I'm done, but that's really because I am switching my planner so much. When I'm switching it, I'm just not very organized about it, so I just kind of toss it to the wayside when I'm done with it. But when I start this, oh my gosh, I've said this before, when I start this new seasonal planner, I do want to keep those spreads, and I might even start now because I like the vertical spreads that I've been doing. So I do maybe want to keep them. Let me know down in the comments what you guys do. Do you keep them? Do you toss them? What do you do? And how do you store them? Okay, and then Productive Planning says, how long have you been uploading on YouTube and are you monetized? I have been uploading on YouTube since I think April of 2016, and I am monetized. I actually was monetized from day one. So when I started my channel, and if you don't know what that means, that basically just means you get ads on your videos and you have other, I think there's like some live stream options as well for you to be able to make money basically from your content. But I was monetized or able to make money from my videos from day one. Now they have other rules where you have to have, oh my gosh, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like 1,000 subscribers and then like 3 hours of watch time or something like that, maybe more. Let me know down in the comments. I will try to put it on the screen if I'm wrong about that, but you have to have so many hours of watch time, and then you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can apply to be monetized. The way they did it before was just everybody who had a YouTube channel, you could choose to be monetized or not. And that was like kind of a big deal because Before that, all YouTube content was just free. You know, nobody was able to make money off of their channel unless you had a sponsor. When people were able to put ads on their videos, that was kind of like a big thing, and it was like kind of a weird deal. It's kind of like how sponsorships are now. Like some people are like, oh my gosh, can't believe you would put a sponsor on that video. So there's a little bit of a judgment around it, but now it's kind of like a normal thing. So if you see ads on my video, that's why. If you don't see ads on my video, you probably have YouTube Premium. So yes, I have been monetized for quite some time. Okay, and then Plan Halen says, can you tell us a bit about your garden? Do you ever use your planner in relation to your gardening? And I don't. We are kind of like free-for-all gardeners. Our garden doesn't really have a plan. And honestly, like, I am like the sous chef in gardening. My husband is like the mastermind with gardening. He's so good at it. He has researched so many different things. He has purchased most of the plants and the trees and like figured out what they need and like how to care for them and all of that. So he's the mastermind. I really just help and support it. A little bit about our garden. So we actually took out our whole, like the grass area in our front yard and in our backyard. And that whole area now is garden. Like we grow things in our front yard and we grow things in our backyard. And we love it in the summer, especially. Off to one side, we have a whole raspberry patch. We have strawberries. We have kale. In the summertime, we do tomatoes and cucumbers. We have some parsley in there. We have a bunch of fruit trees. We have grapes all out in the front area. We actually leave the dandelions because our guinea pigs and our ducks eat those. So we pull the dandelion greens for them. And what else? Just so many things. We have a blueberry. We have a fuchsia plant that actually has fruit on it. We have a kiwi and a kiwi berry, I think. Like just so many different things. We have a pomegranate plant. We have we have aloe vera inside. We have a little lemon tree inside. We have 2 peach trees in the back. We have a bunch of apple trees in the front. So really we just like our whole area basically is like garden. And I have never used a garden planner because like I said, I have never really like made the plans. I just like follow the directions and all of that. So it's been kind of fun to grow things. It's definitely a lot of work. It's pretty time consuming, but it can be very calming and relaxing. And it's nice to know that like we can grow our own food and that kind of thing. That's kind of cool. And then we trade with neighbors sometimes. So that's been neat. But we definitely like to have our garden at home. And then Maddie Creates says, what country would you like to travel to? And I would like to travel to either New Zealand or to Amsterdam. Those are on my list, but I don't know when we're going to make it there. So I will probably be traveling inside the US for the time being, but those are our like international travel plans. And we are just very interested in like the culture of both places and just would love to see them. So if you're from either of those places, let me know things that we should see down below when and if we ever make it there, which hopefully we will. Okay, and then let's see. Zona Jewel Plan says, if you could design a happy planner, what would you want to have on it? Okay, first of all, it would be seasonal and it would be very doodly. So it would be like hand-drawn seasonal doodles. It would probably be 18 months. It would probably be a dashboard planner or a vertical. I can't decide now. I'm kind of like in this in-between place. Forever and ever I said I would want it to be a dashboard planner, but now like I'm using a vertical, so who knows? And then I would want a completely neutral inside. So like the dividers would be really bright and fun, and then the like pages that you write on would be absolutely neutral. And then I would want it to have metal discs, and I would want like probably a frosted clear cover on it. That would be really cute. Or some kind of a matte cover would be awesome, or like a hard cover with seasonal doodles on it would also be cool. And then I would want it to be in a classic size. So if I could design a happy planner, that would be the Caitlin planner right there. Okay, and then last one says, Starlit Night 80 says, what changed your feeling about in-class teaching? So I was actually a group of 40 teachers last year who were laid off from my school. Unfortunately, they are going through another round of layoffs this year. But I was a group of 40 teachers, and before that I had kind of been on like teacher quit talk over on TikTok, and like just kind of feeling underappreciated in my job, over micromanaged, as well as underpaid. Like those were 3 big things, as well as just really tired. Like I was just very tired of not seeing changes, of like giving so much emotionally in the classroom and then not having a ton to give back at home. My favorite part still of teaching, and like the thing that I miss the most are my students. But there's just a lot of like bureaucratic paperwork that goes with it. People who are inserting themselves into your job who don't really know your job, potentially administrators, and this hasn't been several years since I had this experience, but administrators who haven't been in the classroom in many years trying to kind of dictate to you what you're needing to do in the classroom with your students, and just generally not being valued as an expert. And I had been kind of the mindset that maybe I wanted to pursue my own social media, but at that time, and even still, it's not lucrative enough because I don't put enough time into it, honestly, to be able to make a full-time income on it. Maybe one day I will do that, but I was like, well, you know, there is the option of working in social media in corporate. And so I just started applying when I knew that I was getting laid off. I started working on my resume, I updated my LinkedIn, I started making connections, and I interviewed at several different places, and then I was hired by my current employer. So there was a lot that went into it. Maybe one day I would go back, but honestly, like, I don't think I could go back to teaching unless teachers were paid a fair salary. And I feel like that sounds very selfish, and like teaching is a vocation, and it is of course a state job, but there's lots of state and federal jobs that are paid a livable wage. Like engineers who work for the state are paid somewhat a livable wage. So I know they can do it. I know they can pay teachers something that lets us feed ourselves and our family without worrying about things or having to give afterpay every time or having to take payday loans, that kind of thing, or be on like a super strict budget. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I definitely think for the level of education that I have, the amount of money that I paid for my education, I shouldn't have to be worried about those kind of things. So that's my rant about teaching. If you are a new teacher, like someone just shared with me that they are a new teacher, I don't want to discourage you in your job. I'm happy if you're happy, and I'm glad that you love it, but I would just say, just be very aware. It depends. Some schools are great, some districts are great, and others are not. So there's that. That's my little rant on education for the day. But thank you so much for being here. That was my last question. I'm so happy to share this Q&A with all of you, and I hope to do more face-to-camera videos with you guys in the future. So thanks for being here. If you're new here, hello, my name is Caitlin. I would love it if you would hit that red subscribe button down below and go ahead and subscribe and follow along and do all of those things. So thank you in advance for doing that. And if you would like to, you can also find me over on Instagram at creatinginchaos_official, as well as on the Spiced Chaos podcast, where we chit chat every Tuesday, and I'm chatting with my bestie Leanne over there. And if you are shopping for Happy Planner or any of your other favorite planner brands, you can use my link down in the description box below to shop for your favorite planner things. And with that, you guys, by the way, have fun today.